Hello everyone, welcome back to another Stitches and Scribbles video. Today we're doing our podcast update video. I'm currently filming this at the end of August, so you guys should see it early September so that you know what I recently finished and what I'm working on. We're going to start off with finished objects first, and I actually have one that is so big I don't think he's going to fit under my camera setup. But I made this little guy. I don't think it was actually the Bernat blanket yarn. I think it was whatever the equivalent is at Hobby Lobby, which means it was probably a Yarn Bee brand. But I thought this little guy turned out so cute, and there will be a tutorial on him for Halloween during the month of October, but on a much smaller scale so that he actually fits in the camera. But the directions will be the same, so that if you want to make him with the big fuzzy yarn, you will be able to. I'll just be using a normal, like, Red Heart Super Saver DK yarn for the video so that you can actually see what I'm doing, because he turned out so big. But I really like how this little guy turned out. I haven't worked on an amigurumi in a really long time, so it felt nice to use some of those skills again. The other finished object that I have, you will have already seen in a video by the time this update is out, but it is my tiefling shawl, which, as you saw in the video, is very, very long. And I'm really happy with how this one turned out as well. So you can check out the tutorial on that because it is already available. I am still working on the Dungeons & Dragons series. I have one that I'm currently working on that will take a lot longer to finish because it is so big, and I'm going to start another smaller one in the meantime. So I'll go ahead and show you my works in progress, or WIPs. So this is the next one in the Dungeons & Dragons series, or it might not be the next one that comes out, but it's the one that I'm currently working on that's very, very big. So you can leave a comment below of which Dungeons & Dragons race you think this belongs to. And this is actually the only one in the series that I personally am making as a gift and not for myself. So keep that in mind when you send in your guesses. Other things I am working on, I have another shawl that I feel like I've been working on forever because the yarn is so small. It's a asymmetrical, not quite crescent shaped shawl. It'll be like halfway between a crescent and a triangle shawl because it will have a point at the middle. It's a little hard to see with it all scrunched up on the needles. This is a Watch Barbara Knits pattern that I have been working off of, and I really like the pattern, but sometimes it's frustrating when you have been working on a project forever and it doesn't seem like you're making any progress. Like, I have probably put well over 5 hours into this shawl already, and I'm not even halfway done with the amount of yarn I have for it because I wanted it to be really big and long. So it'll probably be in my WIPs section for several months because it's not for a video. It's not really even for me. I was just trying to use up the yarn and maybe put it in my hypothetical Etsy shop pile. So I think it's just going to continue to be a WIP for forever because that's where we're at with that one. The other WIPs I have currently are more shawls. Surprise, that has definitely been my thing lately. This one kind of looks like it's done, but it's not as long as I wanted it to be, so I'm actually going back to the store to get more yarn to go with it. You can see that I didn't even quite finish a row, but it is a granny ripple shawl, and this is actually a prayer shawl for a family member who's going through some rough times right now. I learned this stitch pattern from a Fiber Spider tutorial. I really like how clear he is with his directions, so if I'm learning a new stitch, I generally go to Fiber Spider or to Creative Grandma to learn those new stitches. But I really like this stitch, and this one, contrary to my light blue one that you just saw, worked up really, really fast. And this is in, oh gosh, what is it? I know it's a Yarn Bee yarn, and it's one that I will be using in some of my Dungeons & Dragons videos as well because I really like how soft and squishy this yarn is. But yeah, it's a really pretty like denim blue color, and it's a thin, probably 2-weight Yarn Bee brand yarn. And then I just started a second prayer shawl with the same type of yarn for another family member dealing with the same situation. So this one is just a double crochet 2 in the space pattern, so kind of like a granny square but with only 2 double crochet stitches in each space instead of 3. So that one I started last night and probably only only worked on it for about 20 minutes to get this far, so this should be another fast shawl to work up, but I will probably need to go back and get a third ball of this yarn because I only have 2. If you notice, I don't have a lot of finished objects for you this week. That is because, or this month, that is because I'm working on a bunch of Christmas tutorials that I don't want to show you yet. You already saw my Santa hat and a couple other little things appear in videos. I am trying to get 25 tutorials made for the holiday season, so from December 1st to December 25th. That can be gift ideas or just things to get you into the holiday spirit. So I'm working on those videos. I have probably finished about a third of them at this point, so on track to have all 25 for you in December. The last thing I wanted to show you today is I actually went to Hobby Lobby for the clearance sale, but before I went for the clearance sale, I went for the one near me was having a normal 30% off yarn sale, so I actually have 2 rounds of a yarn haul to show you. You're going to hear a lot of plastic bag rustling in this one. The first yarn I bought, I actually already used some of it to make a slouchy hat, but this is the Yarn Bee Velvety Smooth, and I got 3 of those, so I used 1 for the hat, and I'm planning on making the other 2 into a cowl, because this is the same color as my winter coat. It's not showing up that well on camera, that's a little better, but it is a really dark emerald green, which I love that color. It's my favorite color, so I'm really happy with how the hat turned out. This is actually just a rectangle that I sewed up and added a dark green pom-pom on top. I really like it. Up next, I actually got a bunch of random yarns because I've been seeing a lot of TikTok videos of people making little monsters, and I have since realized that those monster patterns are actually from a book where you can flip the sections of pages back and forth to kind of build your own monster with the body shapes and arms and everything. I don't plan on actually buying the book just because I, in the past, have made enough amigurumi that I can usually get things the shape that I want them to be, but I got some fun yarn to kind of experiment with and play with to make those. So the first one that I was really excited about is the Red Heart Roll With It. I love this color palette. It's like purples and greens and pinks. What's the name of this colorway? The colorway name is Catwalk. So I'm really excited to use this yarn for a little monster stuffed animal. And then when I originally went, I also got the Yarn Bee Katarina. And this is in the color Tangotopia. I also thought that this would be fun for a little monster stuffed animal because it's self-striping in those really vibrant vermilion, orange, and teal shades. There's a little bit of gold in there as well. And then I got 2 of the I Love This yarn in the color blue-green multi. So it's shades of blue and green and a little bit of gray, also for making a monster. And then when I went to Hobby Lobby originally, I got some yarn cakes, figuring that I could cut the colors apart for little accessories like ears or horns or hair for these little monsters. So I got the Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel in the color Gelato's My Motto, because I had so many green tones in my other yarn, I figured I could cut these into separate little yarn skeins to get the colors I wanted. And then I also got the Sugar Wheel Cotton in Fall for Frosting, and the Sugar Wheel Cotton in Woodland Wisp. So I kind of kept with the blue, green, purple theme that the rest of my yarn had. So this was my original Hobby Lobby haul because yarn was on sale but not on clearance at my Hobby Lobby. So I actually ended up going back to get more. And when I went back, I just did the calculations. I actually spent, if I had gotten all the yarn at full price, it would have been $145 for what I got. And I spent $30. So you'll see how huge this yarn haul is and how many different things I got because they all had the orange sticker price on them. And I have no particular order to this. This is just how I'm pulling it out of the bag. First I have, come on, focus there, more Sugar Wheel in the color Warm Gingerbread. And I got 2 of those. This was me just looking for things that had that orange clearance sticker. I didn't really get specific colors or specific items. I also got 2 of the Sugar Wheels in the color All a Swirl, which is like pinks, teals, olive. Here's the other one. Very unique colors. I have more I Love This Yarn in the color Shop Hop. So this is like a very neon marled yarn. So it looks kind of soft and almost neutral, but it's all made up of neon colors, which is really fun. I also got 3 of the I Love This Yarn in this green and gold colorway. So this color is called Botanical Blast, and you can see it's teal and gold marled together. So I got 3 of those. And I got 3, where's the other one? 3 in this colorway, which is called Carnation. So that's kind of purples and sage green and gray and magenta. I got another Sugar Wheel in the color Cream Puff Dream Puff. So that's a really light baby pink, a dark teal, a medium teal, and like a tea rose kind of color. Very pretty. I got 2 of these. You can see that this one was a little worse for wear. I will probably have to cake it up. But this is the Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek in the color Purple Green Multi. So it's that turquoise, blue, purple, green, and kind of a gold olivey color. 2 of those. And here's where it gets really fun because I got a ton of the Yarn Bee Little Dollops and Sugar Wheel Cotton Minis because they were in the same location. So I'll start with, I think I only got 3 of the Little Dollop line, and it's in the color Marmalade Morsel, and these were just 49 cents each. So that's kind of a neutral warm toned purple shades, and these I also was thinking would be good for amigurumi and like little projects or things where I could cut the yarn apart to get the colors I wanted. Trying to find, okay. The next one is a Sugar Wheel Cotton Mini in the color Crisscross Applesauce, and that's all shades of green. And here's another little dollop in the color Tuesday Twirl, so that's purple, blue, and green. Then I got Sugar Wheel Cotton Minis in Tutu Tango, that's hard to say. So that's a blue, yellow, orange, pink, and purple kind of rainbow colorway. And then Last, I got the Sugar Wheel Cotton Mini in Cutie Patootie, which is a very vibrant yellow, green, light blue, and that's my Hobby Lobby yarn haul. So for everything that's on the table right now, so not in the first group, again, it would have been about $140, and I spent $30 because they all had the orange clearance stickers on them. That's all I've got for you this week. I hope you enjoyed our little update, and don't forget to leave that comment guessing what the beige Dungeons & Dragons shawl is going to be, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Bye!